anything about computers, and I have to get to the hospital.
But I don't even know how to work this.
Read the instructions.
I did, but it's all these computer words.
Has anybody seen a notepad that is for taking telephone messages?
Yeah, last night it was next to the telephone over there.
You know, I put a very important number, but I can't find it.
Because you're not the one who has to sing them.
Get off my back, Amy.
What is wrong with the songs that I picked out? It's not fair, Lesley. He only thinks that he can bounce
Here it is.
everybody.
It's been torn off. Now, what happened? Can I just
Lucky, could you play a computer game with me?
No, I'm busy right now.
Now, what is wrong with the songs that I picked?
Because I picked the songs in the band.
Why?
Because I'm the head of the band, that's
Well,
why.
I'm the singer.
Oh, yeah.
You're all
I don't know.
I
don't want to figure
No,
it
I
out.
haven't forgotten. Gee, you could have fooled me. Maybe you ought to consider it giving that equal time in your life.
Can't we set up a meeting before that? Jake, I realize you're busy, but the hearing is early next week, and I understand that. All right, fine. I'll try your office again around lunchtime. Goodbye.
What's wrong, Grant?
That was Jake. I was hoping that we could have a meeting before my hearing, and he's evidently going to be tied up in court all day.
Well, why can't you postpone the meeting till tomorrow?
Celia, we have little enough time as it is.
I'm sure Jake is doing all he can.
Yeah, I'd like to know how that's possible when he's spending most of his time in court.
Grant, I think you just need to get your mind off this hearing for a little while.
Yeah, maybe.
Don't you have a session with Carla Escobar today?
Yes, I do. It's at Robert's later this morning.
Well, that'll help, won't it? You know how engrossed you get when you're working.
We'll see. See, I can't help it. I'm just so damn worried about this hearing. I can't eat. I can't sleep. Sometimes I feel like I'm losing my mind.
Didn't you like Sight and Sound last time?
That one there.
Or this one in Britain?
No, that one there.
There you are.
Thank you.
Right. We just got in a new batch of newspapers and periodicals. Did you want to see one? There's the Sunday Times, the Manchester Guardian. Did you want to see that? Perhaps you'd like an American paper. Let's see now. There, the Nation's Press. It's a couple of months old, I'm afraid.
Nobody have other things on my mind.
Boy, that's impossible. You don't have a mind.
Oh, shut up, Amy. I do have a mind.
Hey, enough.
She started it.
Me?
I don't care who started it. Can I have a little peace and quiet, just for a minute, maybe? That's better, thank you.
You going in already?
Yeah, I've got to get my rounds over early today.
Oh, terrific. Then maybe we could have lunch together. I'll take you to the river. What do you say?
Leslie, I'd love to, but I got a stack of reports that have to be done for the Department of Health, and I thought I'd come home at lunch and take care of them here.
Here? You think that's a good idea?
I do not anticipate any interruptions.
Don't look at me. I'm going to be at work.
Speaking of which,
I'm just finishing my coffee.
I'll see you then.
goodbye, baby.
You know, maybe Johnny can figure this out. He's a real brain. Now, about those songs.
I picked the songs, Amy.
You know, you are the most selfish person
I am not
know.
selfish.
I am going to scream.
Leslie, you don't seem to understand.
Thank you. So, Blackie, what are you doing today?
Well, I'm picking out songs for my band.
You are not going
Yes,
to
I am.
Shut your mouth. Continue, Blackie.
Thank you. And then I'm going to go to rehearsal tonight at the student union with my band.
You had better not start that rehearsal without me being there.
I'm real bummed out, you know, because you have to work.
I'm going to get off work early.
What?
Well, it's not a big deal, Lesley.
I beg your pardon, it is. You can't just quit work whenever you feel like it.
You don't seem to understand. If I'm not at rehearsal, he's going to pick out all the songs, and then where will I be?
I'll tell you where you'll be if you quit work early. You'll be out of a job.
I'm only talking about a couple of hours early.
Mm-hmm. Who is going to fill in for you?
I don't know. I'll find somebody.
Sounds awfully irresponsible to me, don't you think,
You
Les?
just shut up and stay out of this.
I happen to agree with him, but you watch it, because I know what you're doing. You're instigating. I think it's important for you to take a look at your priorities, kiddo.
If Rick can hold down 2 jobs, then why can't I?
Because Rick is very careful to make sure that one job does not infringe upon the other.
But
now,
if
you are going to fulfill your entire shift
Lesley,
today,
you
all
don't
8
understand.
hours
He's
of it.
looking. He's
You are
writing
going
down
to
a
do
whole
it,
list of
or
stuff.
I
Look
will-
at him.
Grant, why don't you sit down?
Celia, I can't sit down.
It won't do you any good to worry, you know that.
Well, that's all that I can do until I have a meeting with Jake.
Jake is a good lawyer. I'm sure he's probably already figured out an approach.
Yeah, and then again, maybe he's still trying to figure out an approach.
Well, let's look at the bright side.
I just hope there is a bright side. See, don't you realize what's at stake here? My entire future hinges on that board's decision. If I only had something positive to show them, something that would influence them,
Well, what about the recommendation of the State Department?
As far as I know, Jake hasn't even talked with them. And even if he had, I don't know that that would do any good.
Why not?
Because it still wouldn't solve the major problem, which is proving that I took and passed my pre-med courses.
Well, I'm sure there's something you can do to prove that.
What?
I don't know. Something.
Terrific. Celia, when you figure out what that something is, share it with me.
Grant, I'm just trying to help you.
I'm sorry, Celia. I'm just worried about this hearing. Even if I prove that I have the proper credentials, I don't know that that will help.
Why not?
Because I took the pre-med courses under my real name, Andre Chernin. And then I was awarded my medical degree as Grant Putnam.
Grant, you just have to believe that that hearing is going to go in your favor.
I want to, Celia. Believe me, I want to. If I lose at that hearing, I'm going to lose more than my license. I'm going to lose my identity as a man.
Excuse me, 402? You know me, don't you? I'm Dr. Borden. Oh, now, you haven't forgotten that trouncing you gave me at our last game of chess, have you? I was hoping you would give me a rematch. Well, now, I hope you don't mind me calling you 402. It's a bit awkward not knowing your name. Perhaps you would tell me. Well, no matter. You will when the time is right. So what do you say? Will you give me a game? Oh, I know it's been a while, but, well, I had to brush up on my game before I could take you on again. Go on. Huh? One game. Bolster the old Borden pride? Ah, splendid, splendid. There we are. Now, who begins? Take your pick. Son? Oh, the lucky white piece. Well, that doesn't bode too well for me, does it? So, we set them up. Ah. I see you've been reading an American newspaper. Anything in particular you're interested in? I stick to the Times myself. Heaven knows, it's all the same, I suppose. Things been going well for you lately? Don't give up, 402. One day, It'll all clear up for you.
Oh, I'm being serious. Being in a band isn't all glamour and excitement.
I bet it's fun, no?
Fun. You think it's fun? I'm constantly fighting with those guys to get any kind of a sound. The latest problem, as of this morning, Blackie tells me that I can't pick out any of the songs. Now, don't you think that a lead singer should be able to pick out the songs?
Sure.
I mean, seriously,
Amy?
lead singer's a very important part of a group. I mean,
Amy?
where would the Rolling Stones be? Yeah? Hi.
If I may intrude.
Yeah?
Yes, may I have Mrs. Kravitz's chart, please?
But that's Lesley's patient, not yours.
I know, but she asked me to look in on her.
Oh, okay.
May I have the chart?
Sure, it's right here.
Thank you.
What was I saying?
Dr. Rick
drummers.
Weber to
I mean,
ICU
I understand
stat.
that they're like really
Dr.
important
Rick
drugs.
Weber to
I'm going to prescribe Percodan for the
But
pain.
there's the
One
one
tablet
that-
is needed.
Okay.
Would you note that on the chart?
Sure.
I'll be in ICU.
But
Oh,
like
I heard a compliment about you.
Seriously?
Yeah, my boyfriend heard your band practicing the other day, and he said you were really terrific. He thought you had a great voice, and he thought your clothes were really hot.
Amy. Yeah, hi.
I need today's charts for the other nurses, please.
Oh, they're right there. Are you kidding?
Thank you very much.
When was he over here? Was it the other day?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that? Did you say lettuce? Yeah, that's what I thought. Is that all? Vegetarians? I see. Well, that sounds simple enough. Not too expensive. Yes, I can hardly wait. It's going to be such a surprise. I'll call you right back. Bye. Hello.
Hello. Was that Grant?
Grant?
Yeah, Grant. You know, tall guy, married to Celia.
Grant.
Yeah, well, is he going to be late?
Who?
Grant.
I don't know.
Well, that was him on the phone, wasn't it?
The phone?
Yeah, you know the phone, that thing there, Alexander Graham Bell, you know that? Hmm?
It was a wrong number.
Rather chatty for a wrong number, huh?
It wasn't it, though?
Yeah.
Well, when are you expecting Grant?
Any minute.
Is everything set up for your little exercise session with the girl, what's her name?
Carla. Carla Escobar, yeah.
She's a runner, isn't she?
Well, she was. She has a physical problem, which Grant hopes to sort out with some of the equipment I have here.
The equipment all in order?
Yeah. Yours?
I beg your pardon?
I'm referring to the malfunction up here. What's up?
Nothing.
Huh? Well, then why so mysterious, then? Wouldn't you say? Hmm?
No, I have a lot to do today.
Such as?
Well, first off, I'm going to go and see Celia.
Mm-hmm.
And see if she and Grant can come out to dinner tonight with you and I.
Then why not ask him when he walks in the front door?
Well, I would, but I'm sort of using it as an excuse to see Celia.
Since when did you need an excuse to see Celia?
Since our tiff yesterday.
I thought that was all resolved.
Not completely. I want to see her in person. And maybe if she's still angry at me, I can just clear the air once and for all.
This chair's slippery.
Wait a minute.
What?
Is this some fancy private club?
Carla, I told you this is the home of a friend.
Well, he's not going to be watching and standing around, is he?
Yes, he is going to be standing around. I asked him to demonstrate the equipment for you.
I don't like strangers fiddling with me.
Robert Scorpio is not a stranger. He is a very good friend.
Weird name. But it sounds familiar.
He's a police commissioner.
Police commissioner? You're making me work out on a cop's house?
What's wrong with that?
I hate cops, man. I'm leaving.
No, you're not leaving. Now, you tell me, what have you got against cops?
They just scare me.
There's nothing to be scared of. He's a very decent...
Come in.
Hello, Robert. This is Carla Escobar.
Come in, Carla. Pleased to meet you.
She's kind of shy.
Hello, Grant.
Hello, Holly.
Hi, you must be Carla. I'm Holly Scorpio.
The wife, huh?
Is Celia home?
Yeah, she was when I left.
Do you think she'd mind if I dropped in on her?
Mind? Of course not. She'd love it, Holly.
Oh, good. Well, I'm off then. Nice meeting you, Carla.
Good luck. Fancy accents, fancy clothes. Man, I hope the equipment's for real.
You're gonna work up a real sweat, trust me. Carla, now exhale at the point of maximum resistance.
Man, I'm doing this wrong.
No, you're doing fine.
Like this?
That's right.
Perfect. I'd say you're in pretty good shape.
Yeah? You mean it?
Well, I've got 20 pound on there. Now, for a person with a bad leg, you'd be lucky to move 10, normally.
Pretty good, huh?
You sure that you haven't used this kind of equipment before?
Nope, I just run.
I run myself.
Well, there's running, and then there's running. You ever do any marathons?
No, but I sort of had an idea that I might like to try the New York one someday.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Well, I'm not in it to win it, just a bit of fun. I mean, I'm in your league.
I'm still an amateur.
Well, not for long. This piece of equipment here is the exerciser. Now, this is great for building up your stamina, but like any piece of equipment, you've got to remember, you've got to pace yourself on it correctly.
Don't I know it?
I can remember when I first started to run. I mean, I was great for 5 minutes, but after that, I'd be looking for oxygen.
Me too.
Robert, would you mind if I borrowed your phone for a minute? I have to call Jake.
Yeah, sure. There's one in the living room there, mate.
Thanks. I'll be right back, Carla.
Now, watch this.
How much resistance do you use on this?
Okay. To start out, let's keep the resistance very, very low.
Carla,
Yeah.
I just said I'd be right back.
Okay, but how long do you keep it there?
Okay. Depends on you. We're building up stamina here.
May I get you something? Some coffee or tea?
No, thanks. I just stopped by for a minute.
Yes, I am rather busy today.
Well, I would have called first, but Grant said it would be okay if I stopped by.
You saw Grant?
Yes, he came by the house with Carla.
Well, that's right, of course.
I think he's got his hands full with that one.
What do you mean?
Well, she didn't seem too pleased to be at the house.
Hope she's not going to be giving him any more trouble.
Maybe she was just nervous being around so many new people at once.
Yes, let's hope so. Grant has enough on his mind with the hearing coming up.
Oh, his medical license.
He goes to Albany next week, and he's scared to death.
Well, I'm sure everything will work out for the best.
Was there something in particular you wanted to come by for?
Just to chat?
Well, I really don't have too much to chat about. I lead a very dull life.
We could always talk about us.
What about us?
Well, it's obvious that you're still angry with me about yesterday.
I don't think there's any reason to bring that up again.
Well, I think there is.
Holly, I've told you it's forgotten.
Celia, I don't think it is. You're still being very cool towards me.
I'm being the same way I always am. You're just being overly sensitive.
Perhaps. Maybe that's why I said what I did about you and Jimmy Lee. I guess I read more into it than what was there.
Yes, you did.
Celia, I really do feel very awful about what happened. I know my remarks were uncalled for.
Then why did you say what you did?
You know why I did.
Holly, there's absolutely nothing between me and Jimmy Lee. You know how much I love Grant.
Yes, I do know that. That's why I feel so bad. You and Grant have been through so much together since that business with Jimmy Lee. And I feel so proud of how you stood by him. I guess I just let my feelings get in the way. I don't want anything to happen to jeopardize what you have with Grant.
Well, neither do I.
Please believe me, I only said what I did because of how much I care about you and Grant. You two are very special to me.
Holly.
Am I forgiven?
Of course. I don't know what Grant and I would have done all these months without you and Robert.
Well, you helped me a lot, too, with everything happening with Luke and Robert.
I hate being mad at you.
So do I. Well, listen to me. You and I have the men that we love, and we're friends again. I think that's cause for celebration.
Hear, hear.
Well, how about if you and I went out for dinner tonight with Robert and Grant on us?
Well, that sounds like a great idea. Just let me call Grant first.
Well, I'm sure he'd enjoy a night out.
Yes, he could use it. All he can think about lately is the hearing.
I think it would do him good to get it off his mind for a couple of hours.
I do, too. Holly, I'm so worried. I just think he may cave in under all this pressure. He's been out of his mind with worry.
Checkmate? I don't believe it. Ha! You've beaten me again. Well, I may not know much about you, 402, but one thing I do know. You're one hell of a chess player. Now, where did you ever learn to play the game so well? Hmm? You know, one of my fondest childhood memories was sitting in my father's study of a Sunday afternoon while he showed me the game. Now, perhaps your father taught you how to play, hmm? Of course, it could have been your mother. What is she like, 402? Don't you remember anything about your family? Where you grew up? Was it a city? Oh, I'm sorry, oh boy. No. I don't mean to pry. I just still hoping that something I say may jog your memory. Well, don't worry. Someday, something will. Meantime, we'll just keep trying.
I have to talk to you, Dr. Borden.
We have our session scheduled for tomorrow, Carl.
I need to talk to you now. It's bad. I feel really bad.
Just calm down, oh boy. Now look, go into my office. I'll be right inside. Just go into my office. Well, I have to go, 402. But I shall come back later for the chess game. Rematch? Ah, good.